I know people that have not worked in this country for over 10 years. I don't have any excuse for them, to be honest with you. I understand 1 year. Second year, third year, that becomes personal self-abuse. From that point...
You think of long-term unemployment as personal self-abuse?
No, self-abuse. Because what is wrong with you? Why don't you go and sell tomatoes? Why don't you go and pack cars?
What did it take for you to get them to change their mind? Just the confidence?
Just my confidence. Just believing in me. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be... But listen, when I talk and I tell you something, you're going to believe it, because not only that, I also deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
So and then from there, you're not going to deliver.
Yeah.
No. Because after that, it's referral. And after that, it's all the way to the top.
Yeah. This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond. Hello, Dumela, and welcome to another special episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. This one is really special. I have guests who are based in South Africa. They are entertainers, they are speakers, they are businessmen, and they are everything that they represent everything that is success in terms of entrepreneurship, which is what we're about here. And just before I formally introduce them, as you can see their names from the thumbnail, just before I formally turn to them, a little bit of housekeeping. The book, as you know, it's available from Exclusive Books. It's also available here at Mogobe Plaza, just on the first floor, for only $350. I share the story of my life from the kettle post, through boardrooms, through hardship, all of it. It's all here, and I'm sure you have a lot to learn by grabbing the book. In addition to that, please be aware of our two mentorship programs. We have the entrepreneurship one and we have the real estate one. It's been running for 6 years now. Get in touch with my executive assistant to learn about it, and if you're interested in joining, do so. That having been said, do strike that subscribe button. We need you to participate with us on this show. It's not just about us speaking, it's about you participating by striking that subscribe button, that notification bell, and of course, giving us a like. Thank you so much. Let me start with my good friend and the nearest to me here, Hope Kontle. I want you to share a full introduction about yourself. Go ahead.
Dumelang, Tshepang Hope Kontle. Born in Botswana, in a little village called Molemo, about 40 kilometers from the capital city, Gaborone. Did my varsity in Cape Town, liked South Africa. I'm trying to keep it short.
Yeah.
Went back to South Africa, started my speaking career. Now I've got a couple of businesses. I do manufacturing. As much as I speak, I also do manufacturing. We manufacture electrical gadgets, smart meters, both water and electricity. Make Motswana. Ke dula ke go batla botshelo kwa ke tshela kwa mo gae ke atla ke tlile mo gae with the purpose of also giving my experience in business to share with other Botswana le nna ke re thusane re gone go itse gore botshelo bo likiwa yang.
Yeah, we're going to touch on our history together. We have a very interesting history, dear viewer. You'll find out momentarily. Yeah. But let's go to our other guest, Mr. Jub Jub.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Molemo Maarohanye, known as Jub Jub, from South Africa, born in Orlando East, Soweto. I'm an entertainer. I'm in the meat business too, and I'm here in Botswana to give an opportunity and open up more, with the self-development program that we're doing countrywide, and obviously attend to a couple of issues that have affected Botswana that cannot seem to be solved.
Yeah.
So based on what I've been through, certain challenges I've been through, what more better way is there to help? Because I was also given a lifeline, so I think I can also do that.
Yeah.
Forgive me, viewer, if I look a little bit starstruck, because I am. The gentleman has been to our restaurant downstairs, and I've seen how people responded to him. So maybe a starting point would be, how do you deal with the fame? How do you cope with the adulation that you get as a result of the work you do?
To tell you the honest truth, I started at the age of 9, and my first I started getting the fame at the age of 9. My first commercial, I was 4 years old. So from a very tender age, I was just thrown into the deep end. I only started realizing, and now I'm big time at the age of 10. And I've not really been able to deal with it proper, because I didn't grow up like any normal kid. But nakwanze iya, I got to know how to maneuver through it. This maze of fame and all that. To tell you the truth, it's not a nice thing. I don't like it. When I pray at night and I ask God for a job, I wanted money. I never asked for the fame.
Yeah.
And trust me, I could do better with the money, not the fame.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't wish fame on anybody.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
success on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fame.
But I suppose you can't have one without the other?
Well, are you famous?
No.
Yeah, but you're successful.
I mean,
So I would rather be like you.
But you are.
I mean, the level of fame.
Yeah,
The
yes.
level of success and
Yes,
fame.
yes,
it
yes,
depends. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And the fame is different.
Yeah.
Your fame is different.
Yeah.
Our fame, you need to watch how you talk, how you walk, where you eat, who you associate yourself with, who you get married to, who you date,
Yeah.
unless you put a blockage. And that's what I've been able to do. My private life is my private life.
Yeah.
People only know what I want them to know. Other than that is Jub Jub.
Okay.
But people don't know Molemo. So you have to be sitting like this with me to understand who Molemo is.
Okay.
Then there's two different things to it,
No,
And that's
that
it, yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. I hope. Tell them about your. I don't want to call it your exodus, but I mean going to South Africa and then coming back. Just tell them a little bit, the viewers, about that. How was that experience as part of your background?
I think for me, it's been. I only realized late on the magnitude of the danger that I explored. When I went to South Africa, I wanted to enhance my speaking career. Botswana was not giving me the fulfillment. Botswana speaking, it was not giving me the fulfillment of what I wanted my career to be like. So I up and left Kiago, Pretoria, where I stayed, obviously not comfortable. I went there with no money. I spent about 8 months hustling Morocco, but that for me at the time, I couldn't feel anything because I kept on knowing or wishing to hit the mark that I wanted. I left it with a goal. I wanted to be honest, to make money from speaking. How far it was going to go, I didn't know. But I see that today, and with all truth and honesty, I don't know any other speaker back then who made $1 million out of speaking. In less than 12 months, I was getting 35,000 an hour. I'll have maybe speaking gigs sometimes doubling in a week. Unfortunately, my career got too hectic for me, and I pulled back a little bit just to take a break. I took a long break.
You went into business, isn't it?
I went into business. I think what inspired me to go into business, because I made a lot of money. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I decided, because obviously I read a lot of books, I decided to just increase the streams of income. One of my major businesses that I streamed into from then was electrical engineering. I started interest in selling electrical products up into China to look at how they are done. I'm an inquisitive guy.
Yeah.
I learned some IP there, brought it to South Africa. Currently, as I said, as I speak to you right now, the factory is busy. People are manufacturing.
What are these products you're manufacturing?
These are smart meters. We do also what's called auto reclosers, something that looks like a marking. It goes on poles. They regulate electricity going in and out of the main grid.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have about 200 workers at the factory. But
Okay.
and one of the reasons why I and Jub want to take an initiative in Botswana, because I said to him, "You're my friend. What do we do best with our time? Bring your skills. Let me bring my skills. Let's develop people." Jub and I share very similar characteristics. Rata batho and rata go thusa batho. So I then begged him to say, "Look, I haven't done a lot for my country. He loves Botswana.
Come on, I would have begged him when you asked me.
He didn't beg.
Oh, I don't have to beg.
Yeah.
I came from a very heavy, sincere space.
Yeah.
I said, let's go to my country. Look, I started speaking here. I'm doing well there because I'm from here.
Yes.
I knew the need to do well. If I stayed there, I wouldn't have known the need. So, having gone there, coming back here, I came with Jub. I said, let's go.
Let's do something.
We'll take Botswana first, then we'll attack South Africa.
Jub, as far as you understand the partnership, what does it aim to achieve, and what is the project that you're undertaking together?
So under
Right.
HTC, the plan is to, okay, so from this whole umbrella of fame and entertainment, there's a lot that you go through. Like I said, I've been thrown in the deep end from a very young age. You get exposed to so much money, get exposed to so many women, get exposed to the fast life, get exposed to the nightlife. You get exposed to a lot. And we are here sitting as role models to people that subscribe, to people that buy bouquets to watch us, to people that ask for autographs all the time. So I'm constantly under a spotlight. And being exposed to all of that, then you get into drugs, you get into alcohol, you get into, you understand? Because you have to stay up, you have to, deliver the way I delivered. If I am having 9 gigs in a day performing, my first gig, by the time I perform my last gig, I need to be given the same energy as the first gig. So I need to stay up, and the peer pressure that you undergo, with fellow colleagues in the industry. So it's all of that. So having been through that and seen that and come out of it, I figured some people don't understand why people really get into drugs, what the cause of the problem is. So let's leave being judgmental and saying, no, they're taking care of that thing. Let's look at the root of the problem. There's infidelity. That's the reason why I'm the host of Weajola 99. It's not just for fun. There's a reason why I'm involved in certain things. It's to help, and find out what the problem is. Other people, like if it's not there, But
They say you are breaking up families.
you understand what I'm saying? But infidelity, it breaks kids. Growing up in a broken family is not nice.
No.
And then the drugs. Let's find out, why did they take drugs? Is it because mama, papa is not present? Who's suicidal in the family? It leads to a lot of things, So before us judging and before us criticizing and character breaking every individual, let's just find out what the problem is. Baba, they take it because of peer pressure. That's also a disease. Let's attend to that. Let's not quickly write people off, because tomorrow it can be your child. So we look at those kind of things. So for the longer part of it, let's just give hope to another child. You can make it without this, you can do this, you can, So it's just all about that. That's where we're planning on going. And if we do this thing together, properly, we won't see this.
Yeah.
We won't see it as a problem that we have right now.
Yeah. And hope someone watching you from home, maybe an entrepreneur, maybe a business person, how can they participate in this effort? How can they become part of it? Somebody is excited enough, they want to add to the momentum that you've created.
Yeah. I think it takes a village to raise a child. I go wala mo Botswana, like next door. Next door and we'll share the program with the country. We'll share with the people what the interest and involvement can be. We also want to engage, want to sit with people. More than that, people must also ask me in terms of how did I do it to get into business? I've never had formal employment. I've never been hired. Now, in this day and age, I realize that doesn't exist anyway, even for those that wanted it. However, at the university, when I certificate, yes, I understand the excitement, you've graduated. But there's no longer jobs like people thought. And it does not mean it's the end of the world. We now need to create jobs. Like I said, with no formal employment. I create over 200 jobs. I pay 200 people a month. And as I come in and out, business around. Word goes around. Things have changed. This is what was said on radio.
Oh no.
I'm quoting radio. Now, I don't want to blame any leadership, no. But I'm saying life today is different. University. By the way, the time when people used to graduate in our days, you'll find a job is waiting for you.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing like that. Now I want Bana Bamu Botswana, let them engage themselves, try out things, travel. I have a lot of people that call me, what can they do in business? Before you can ask me, where do you do business? Learn the demographics of where you want to do business. If I had a motivational talk to them and ask a simple question, how many bakers, just every day, how many bakers are in your surrounding? I'm going to get a terrible answer.
You won't get an answer, yeah.
And people want to start at the top. I used to wash cars. I used to package the koloi.
You didn't tell me that part. Yeah, but
Wow. It's nice to tell it then now, not then.
Yeah.
I could have if I told you. No, I wouldn't beat.
Yeah.
There's a part in business that you cannot avoid. I'm not saying everyone must suffer to win, but I'm saying for most of us, we're not from rich families and we know that. So what we have to do is to understand the path to success. You don't start big. However, you start with big in your mind. But before then, the necessary things must take place.
Yeah.
To knock, ask, read. These things are integral parts to being successful in business.
For you, Jub Jub, what is personal development for you in terms of how you manage to develop your mind? Obviously, this is what you're going to be sharing with the people. But what was it for you personally to be developing as an entrepreneur, and what did it take?
Is
it a tough one?
Yeah, I think what I went through is what's tough.
Yeah.
You know, because people see me now and they say, hey, this guy, they speak all great things. Till date, I still have challenges. Till date. And my challenges now are just around the jealousy and the fame. But before I got here, developing myself, putting myself in line, channeling myself was hard to get to where I am. So now that I'm here, now I've elevated to a different kind of challenge, But, having to, the most, I think the hardest part of my life was, coming back from jail and having to reintegrate and having to collect myself and rechannel myself again and rebuild the brand.
Yeah.
That was hard. And now, coming out of a case where I've been accused of raping 4 women, having to rebuild myself. So I'm constantly building myself. And I'm constantly winning. And I'm constantly making it. And you ask me, how do I get there? It's just prayer for me. For me, it's just prayer. And if you know that you've done something, you've done it. If you know that you have not done something, you haven't. So I don't owe anybody an explanation. It's just myself and God.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is keeping your mind, keeping focused in building yourself, and making sure that you are the person that you really want yourself to be, because it wasn't easy. I mean, coming back from jail, Nikita getting one slice of bread, got baked beans, but I'm living in Brandstein. These things now, I speak about them and it's funny. When I look back, these are the things that made me who I am today, But then I would not have told you, he would have not have told you. Yeah. Not on me, so, I was trying to fit in, But these are things that we also want to teach them, that you don't have to fit in. You don't have to fit in, You just have to believe in yourself and take your time.
Yeah.
And do it kanakoya how. We will get there.
Yeah.
I may be driving a a Honda.
Yeah.
You know, you may be driving a Mercedes. You know, he may be driving a BM. But eventually, we are all gonna get there.
Yeah,
It's just but
Yeah.
we're gonna get there. So it's all about that. That's it.
Still on that point, I've done a little bit of research on this, the background of this case.
Yeah.
It was all contrived. And then you're exonerated 100%.
Yeah.
But it takes grit, isn't it? It
Yeah.
takes perseverance, it takes resilience to overcome that. What did you do? You talked of faith, but just put it in perspective for us to understand what it took for you to get out of that deep hole that had been dug for you.
I was still with God. That's all. I did not allow myself to get distracted. As long as, you know, I had my wife, you know, I had my friends, you know. Look like at my friends, but I only have, but I only
It's
have,
more like frenemies.
yeah, no, like I don't have friends.
Yeah.
Again, it's based on what I have experienced in life. You know, I only have one friend which I'm in business with, which I pray with.
Yeah.
We're with each other every
You
day.
pray more than me.
You know,
You pray for me.
you know, with
Yeah.
each other every day.
Yeah.
But and the people surrounding are people by Nongore. Everybody that is around us has got a story. I don't want to be surrounded by people that don't know what life is or what challenges are or what
Yeah.
you understand? Because when we win, they have to win and they look up to us. So that's how we protect each other, just by faith and by prayer. At that time when I was going through all of this, I just stayed calm, because there comes a time where you pray and you feel like God is not answering.
Yeah.
There comes a time when you cry until tears don't come out anymore. You know, there comes a time when you know, you call and you ask until people start not answering phones anymore. You know, so like when you're in the toilet, you're alone. I guess.
Yeah.
So now you would understand, if I have to put that in English, what it means.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So just be calm, and there is nothing that beats prayer. It's prayer. Asidingaka, Asimuriana that got me out of jail. It was God, and I do not have to pay chelete adingaka. You know, it was prayer.
But you only paid lawyers.
And even that money are the lawyers. You know, it came from, I don't know how it came upon, you know, because things ended up drying out, you know. So it's just prayer. That's it.
Ultimately.
Yeah, and don't get distracted.
Yeah. And how did the friendship and the partnership start, Hope? You want to share a little bit of that? I'm sure there was a little bit of a serendipity around that.
It's very funny. It's very funny because people think.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, out of many people that I interact with, because I live in South Africa, Jub and I share same characteristics, behavior. People say we look alike. I'm not sure if we do. You can
Somewhat.
yeah. Somewhat,
Yeah, but I'm the more handsome one.
You know, so the energies clicked years ago, and one thing that I respect you for is that in his trade, he wins, and he knows in my trade I win, and the attraction of being friends was not on was the basic focus of the energies that we have, and I have a confidence in terms of what we're going to do Botswana, because
Mobotswana, sero ko Botswana.
oh Mobotswana, kana re Mobotswana.
Yeah.
Ga re tle ka re badile buka e feng. This man is going to speak to people about his experience. I'm going to speak to people about my experience. There's no better authority of our experiences except ourselves. So respect, praying together. It's very rare that you find a friend who can say, let's stop and pray. Sometimes we drive to a business meeting, we'll stop cars, and I'm saying him because he will initiate the prayer. I pray, but sometimes I'm not about to, he's not shy to say, let's stop, let's pray. So our friendship is based on the right energies, the right focus. Almost, I mean, we're neighbors, we pray together, we do business together. So those things, and we're very mindful. You see, friendship is management, Ramogobe. When you're mindful not to break your friend's heart, make sure your friend will see me, that is true friendship. Not only in good times, bad times and good times. Always making sure ke siame make sure o siame. Yes.
All right. You hinted on this already, that we're in a gig economy, and that really everybody has to realize that there are no jobs out there.
Yeah.
The only jobs are those you create for yourself in one form or the other. I even say those who are employed should be looking into getting into deals where they have commissions and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
With that in mind, how are you going to get the message through without changing the curriculum or affecting the curriculum even at schools?
Ramobe, it's a mindset experience that we're embarking on. Mindset in the sense that, like I said previously, you can't think the world owes you. Doesn't matter what you think of yourself, the world does not owe you. It's about you. That's number one. Number two, we're a small country in the middle of Africa somewhere. We need to look at countries that are slightly more developed, go and learn things and come with things back. My reflection still sticks with the fact that I went to China to look for products, came back to South Africa, and I manufactured them. Understanding supply chain, how it works. So anybody who wants to get into business, they need to first change their mindset. How do I look at life? What does life mean? How do I see things? How do things work in other places? What can I do? Where do I fit? Because if you look at morality today, I know people that have not worked in this country for over 10 years. I don't have any excuse for them, to be honest with you. I understand 1 year. Second year, third year, that becomes personal self-abuse. From that point...
You think of long-term unemployment as personal self-abuse?
No, it's self-abuse. Because what is wrong with you? Why don't you go and sell tomatoes? Why don't you go and pack cars? Or say something?
I was just about to say that. My primary school, my school fees were paid ka chelta tamati.
You see?
Okay? My mother used to sell makuina, lidi tamati, just to get me to school and pay my school fees. So, we are our biggest enemy. Do you understand? If you can go, you are too quick to steal somebody's phone. You are too quick to steal somebody's, or kill somebody, or take my own motor. Why don't you pray, before Osamaya, to make sure that you, and then one day go back and say, my boss, I'm sorry, my family was suffering. I'm the one that stole 4 tomatoes. But today I've got a company. So here's your 4 tomatoes. That is how, and let me tell you something, God will never judge you for that. Never. I can bet on it. You understand?
Because
but don't go and, rather ulo uta tamati and build. You sell 4 tomatoes, you double up, you can make 8. You double up, you make 16. Up until you have your own. Then you go back, more to send tamati to boss and say, boss, because me stealing your tomatoes. I never took a life. I did not, whatever. And that's why I had a problem with the whole looting thing that took place in South Africa some time ago, Because
about 3 years ago.
Because nabakena ko king a discount, for example, I would say the police. I would say like uta police. How are you going to sentence Mutozwan? That just shows you if Unkono can steal a police, why can't you ulo tamati and do that? You understand what I'm saying?
No,
so it was just jumping on what he was saying. It is abuse for you to not work for 4 years. And I cannot be with him or he cannot be with me. I don't know what I didn't do you understand? Then what are you doing in the circle? Why? So it also goes according to who you surround yourselves with.
That's a very good point.
As long as you've got your arms, as long as you've got your legs, as long as you've got your head. If Murimu takes one arm, you've got 2 legs and you've got this arm. If he takes both, you still got your legs, but you still got your brain. If he takes your feet, you're on a wheelchair, you still got your brain. It's all about the hustle and it's all about the grits as well.
Absolutely. Which now takes it to the bigger picture. Look, we have to move from the mindset of consumers to mindset of producers.
Yes.
What is it going to take to overcome this, what I think is a mental block that I see in a lot of our people?
There's people that will be interested in our talks. More than just talking, we're trying to engage with government. The factory in South Africa. Babone supply chain. How we blame people with no exposure? How homo is meant to be. Ha itlo perekisi e mo, tamati e mo, motogo mo, o tswa go dirwa go gongwe. A go tswa mabele a siliwa kae go ratle mo shopong a tla ka chain e ntseng yang. So we're currently engaging with the government to say to government, let's also not talk. Talk is cheap. We know this. I've been speaking for years. Without practicality, it makes it very difficult. I want to take somebody from a rural village, go and show them a cow being slaughtered. Mo BMC, I get hakalape. Mo BMC, homas na go bona iwa tlhogo ya tsa isu akai. Mala isu akai, mogodu isu akai, loto isu akai. Until it's na go spa, go lwes lo le chopisi. Ba bona gore because you can only work with what you know. If you don't know anything, what you going to work with?
Yeah.
So we want to give them the information and some sort, give them the practicality. As far as even taking them to Jub, there's many factories there. There's many businesses there. If I ask you a simple question, the only way you make money is because you're selling something.
True.
Yeah. If you're not selling, you're dying. Simple. So one was not exposure. Instead of government putting money on the wrong things, I don't care about a road. I care about somebody living. This is what we're doing.
The road you needed to supply those goods to the right market.
The skills.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
That person that we were giving information that was helping. Tomorrow you come and build a better road.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
By you Palama basi, go South Africa, Palama basi, go Namibia, tlaka basi. Stop looking like a winner before you're a winner. Win first, then you'll be a winner.
Yeah.
Hey.
And now, having said that, what is the government doing exactly? You say you are partnering with the government. I don't know whether Jub Jub wants to chip in or you are the right person for that one.
We don't when we're having negotiations.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we want to.
No, let's not go into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should I say negotiations are at an advanced stage?
Super advanced stage.
Yes.
Yeah. And government is keen.
Government is keen. Not only keen. This drugs keep creeping into the country. And this is where I want Jub to specialize because he understands drugs from his industry. He understands from his entertainment businesses what he sees all the time. I'm not an authority on that. He was more authoritative on that subject. He understands them, he knows them.
Let's talk about this monster called Katsi Jub Jub. I mean, the way I think of killing a cat is just grabbing it by the tail and smashing it on the ground. But this is not that sort of cat.
Yeah.
What drug are we talking about? What are the youth getting attracted by this drug, and how do we fight the scourge?
You remember I said that in order to solve this problem, we need to find the root. The drug is obviously coming from somewhere. But once you find out the root of the problem, then automatically we can eliminate where it comes from. Because other people are trying to numb their problems. They're trying to, that's where you find people with depression and people wanting to kill themselves and this and this and this. And by taking the drug, you want to get into your own zone. But once we can find that problem, then it'll be easier for us to deal with it. And I don't know what cat is made of, but what I do know is that whoever's under that substance or bonyaope or whatnot,
Is it the same thing? Onyaope is it's a variation.
I guess so, yeah.
Gidikazi.
Gidikazi, yeah. Because a person under that can kill someone.
They have killed people, yeah.
Yeah. Can rape, can kill, can do stupid things, and only realize after.
So it changes their personality.
100%.
They become monsters.
100%, and they're not in the right space of mind, obviously.
One guy in Ramoswa killed his own mother.
Yeah.
And afterwards he said, "What did I do?"
Yeah.
But Ramogobe, importantly, sorry to chip in, Jub, with no judgment, the economy is not the same as years ago. There might be good reasons why people do that. I'm not saying then it's good for them to take it.
You mean they can afford it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for someone to get into substance, the reason for them to get into a substance like that could be anything. Some open quote, close quote, genuine reasons to get into that. We're not here on a judgment platform. Yes, we can cut the supply chain, but that person needs to still uproot himself from the habitual use of that particular substance. So without judgment, even if we find out who's selling, we're not here to get people arrested or anything. We're here to help individuals. So nothing is judgmental, because, Jub phrased it very well. He says there are different reasons why people use these substances. Let me give you an example. Let me look for a good reason for using it, which does not make sense from what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, somebody loses all parents or one from HIV and AIDS that took therapy in Botswana. And then in suffering, emotionally, not having to comprehend, jumps into a substance, gets hooked. See, that person, as much as is hooked, is a drug user, they feel it was a good reason to get into that substance.
To numb the pain.
To numb the pain. Many others, some don't have work. Some, there's a lot of things. So we're not approaching this with judgment. However, as a helping hand,
Yeah, but what specific interventions do you have in mind? I mean, how can the two of you with government, what's on the table? Unless you're saying it's still classified at this point. I just want to know.
It is very much classified. However, what I can say is the government has tried so many times in trying to deal. Not before Ket, there was another drug.
Yeah.
Before that drug, there was another drug. They've tried. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, for example, if I walk out of here or I sit with your stuff and I speak to them, they're going to sit down and they're going to keep quiet and they're going to listen to me because I've got experience. Mara, if you speak to them about that, they're going to walk out and say, what does he know about that? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, the way the government approached it did not work. Now we are seeing that now it's starting to affect even Lebana Babanyana. Pela drug does not have an age. It's not an ID.
Babanyana, you mean under teenagers,
Yes.
under 10 and so
9, 8 years
no,
old,
8
like
years.
kids.
Yeah.
And like he's saying, you've lost everyone. You just want to numb it, So now, being it so classified, there's programs that we have. And at the same time, we're also not using programs where people are being judgmental. I'm gonna just touch on two things.
Yes.
There's also been a situation of teenage pregnancies. She's 19. She goes to a public hospital. She gets abused by the nurses because she's 19 and she's got a child. They don't know how she got that child. What if she was raped? Right. Now, you've lost your family from HIV, everyone. You want to go and see a therapist. That therapist is not as lenient to you as it would be with your previous client. So wherever you are tapping, wherever you're knocking, you're going to everywhere where you're being judged. What do?
Ish.
So now here we saying, let us try the street way. Because the office way is not working. And we got a lot of work ahead of us. Because there's people that are so hooked that have been taking for 5-10 years. And out of this person is got a brain, this person is good, maybe not academically, we can place, this person can actually do some good work on a farm. So there's people that are already hooked. Now we got a lot of work to do to bring those people back. They have to go through withdrawal symptoms. They have to go through a whole lot of things, And then now what we are saying is, we are not, yes, we could stop the chain, but however, after this work that we have, let's try and protect these ones from not tapping in. Could have taken now for, a few months. We don't know why. So we also fix that. Let's also stop these ones from getting into it. Now, not only are we fixing and cleaning up the streets, but we also have to find a solution.
Wow.
And
you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I want to maybe just steal a little bit of the classified information and share.
No, don't steal it.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We're looking for solutions, like we said. Yes, we don't want to expose the classified information. However, with the tour we're taking, from there, when we have those results, there's certain places that government is putting, certain programs that government is also putting in place, certain places where these people can be rehabilitated. So it's not just about talking and not taking care of the solutions. Hence, we don't want to expose much but government has initiatives as well. It's not, you know, we take things for granted. You know, like as we're sitting, even your staff, clean as they look, maybe they want something.
Really?
No,
We never know.
Yeah, there's no way this whole building,
laughing.
someone is not on drugs.
Everyone is got a fix. Everyone. It's either they're eating too many sweets, or sweet money, or it's either drinking a lot of coffee. All of that. It's just how we look at things.
Yeah. So the sometimes someone might not come to and listen to us, but here, from this program alone,
Yeah.
they know.
Maybe that's why you should
It's
start.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes you see, we wonder whether it's mood swings. You see, the same person who was happy yesterday, they look miserable today.
Yeah.
You can't tell anyone they looked- and you wonder. Anyway, yeah. Now, gentlemen, you bring together vast experience. You've obviously had challenges. Some of them you've touched on, but you've also had triumphs. You know, people look up to you. Now, in this program, I like people to be shameless about their accomplishments because that's how you inspire people. So I'm going to start with you, sir.
Hey, it's exposing us. Start with him.
I want you to be shameless in telling us your accolades and your accomplishments so that we can celebrate you. We want to give you your flowers. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
He's too humble.
Okay.
So that's the show, my nigga. Just the show.
Yeah. I think even on my achievements, it becomes so like I don't take it serious myself because I don't believe that I could do it. You know, I don't take it serious myself. But it's not for. I think it's been 5 years now with the show. We've been sitting on the charts on #1. That's big because I think.
What's the name of the show again?
We're at Chola 99. So now we've had an agreement also with the Multi-Choice Society, and I'm not sure what channel it's on. So I hear we're also kicking us with the ratings society as well.
The #1.
So I don't know why I didn't come to the building. Maybe to find a couple of people cheating here. But yes, and then I started. I'm in the meat business. So I've got 2 butcheries, currently busy with the 3rd one right now. I'm not as big as
What
him.
kind of
I'm
meat?
only paying 50 people. I'm not as big as him.
Okay.
But in those
50.
in those 50, there's my employees' kids who started adopting them, you know, taking them to school, all of that, you know.
Wow.
And everybody by now live around there, so we've created jobs for those around, you know. And on Spotify, apparently I'm kicking ass as well. I just released 3 weeks ago
Oh,
a song called "It's You."
is it an album or a single?
No, it's a single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a single.
Can you give us a tune?
Rap.
No, it's no. They must stream. They must subscribe. Everybody.
Yeah, give us the name.
Young Wild and Free.
Yeah, it's called "It's You."
It's You.
Fishing says, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's at #1.
Yeah, no, it's doing good. No, it's
Okay.
not at #1. It's doing good.
It's heading
Yeah,
there.
trust me. When I'm #1, I'll let it be known.
Yeah.
#1. It's over 1 million streams.
That's huge.
Yes. I had to put that in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else.
Yeah.
Eish. What else? The Kokele the remix. I got 10 of the best. I think it's 10 or 8 of the best gospel artists in the country or in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
We got them all in one song, and the purpose of that song was obviously to take the royalties of those accumulating and give them to the deceased of the families that took place in 2010.
Oh.
So that was the purpose of that. Everybody came together for that song, and that song did well.
Wow.
So sold over 5 million right now. So we're still waiting and collecting the
Congratulations.
royalties for that.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, sorry. It's set on #1 in the world for a month.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
world. Well,
Yeah, for those who don't know, we have his publicist here, and she's busy reminding him. Yeah. There has to be somebody who keeps the records.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, but there's quite of a couple of times achievements, and I'm happy. You know?
Yeah.
I think
There's an important one which I observed, which is the appearance. I don't know to what extent you do this, the appearance fee type of thing.
yes.
That what I noticed when we brought you in,
Yes.
that people just go wild. They
Yeah.
just go crazy when they see you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you are monetizing it,
Uh-huh.
but I think that's another, because I think it's not just charisma.
Yeah.
It's some magnetic quality that you just developed, that God has given you.
It's the chosen.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Yes.
That's what I've noticed.
It's. I think it's easier for people to speak to me on the streets, like any other. I've seen how celebrities, stars treat people, and being Mutuabatu, and you understand what it takes for that person to watch you. It's their time, it's their money, you know, it's their energy. They don't just bow feet there.
No.
You know, you're not a billboard. You know, so when you start thinking of that, you'll start appreciating.
Yeah.
That for me to be on number one, it's because they actually went, heated up food, set, but not choosy, but sheba. You know, they actually go back. Because sometimes I'm surprised about the bullshit that I say. You know?
Yeah.
I do not think that, you know, I actually speak like that. But, you know, they watch those kind of things. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it means a lot, you know. And with the Jub Jub brand, is different. I'm not like any other where my target market is from 21 to 30 or from 30 to 40. I've got fans and followers from the age of 5 until Nkhono naring 105. And that's a blessing. Because you find Nkhono on the road saying, hey, wana wanaka, unkaza haura so. You know? And I'm like, hey, but Krisa gatilena warwakana. So it's all those things. So, you know, that's a blessing for me to have all those people support and love and show love wherever I go. I guess it's like it's a magnetic thing, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
And what are you planning long term for the show? Is it likely to? Is it going to have season after season?
Oh, we've been going for pretty long, but about plans and stuff, I don't like talking about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, congratulations.
Thank you.
The stage is yours, sir.
You know, Ramogobe, I don't want to, and I've been seeing.
Maybe you can start on the business side first.
Yeah. Look, my talent is to speak. And even in business, I can have a laptop. Look, if you see women like things, and part of what I love in life is just to talk, persuasion, influencing. I like to talk all the time.
To engage.
Even when we write a letter to a client, I sit there, I talk, they type. I just like to talk. No matter where I go, whatever I do, I realize my speciality is to talk, and that's what I do. If speaking can make me money, I can try to sit back and say, so my best achievement is to go to South Africa, run a speaking company, and make a success out of it until I'm satisfied. To say no, I've been slacking a bit. I've been talking to Jub Jub. No. I think it's time I go back.
Yeah.
I need to go back and come full force.
Yeah, but you're a multifaceted guy.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier about the is it an electrical company or
the manufacturing.
The manufacturing company.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How significant is that? You mentioned that you employ 200 people. Beyond that, what markets have you captured?
We've captured the Zim market. We put about 65% of the entire country's electric meters. We currently supplying the whole country in
65% of SA.
No, of Zimbabwe.
Zim, yeah.
You name it, from Harare, Mutare, Kaikai.
Yeah.
Our meters are there. We're currently supplying the whole country in South Africa of the smart meters. I don't like to talk about this though.
But we want people to come and
don't be
buy from
humble.
you. You are selling. You said everything. You have to be selling.
Yeah.
So you are selling yourself.
Yeah. And we're going to extend our manufacturing plant to Botswana. Not obviously on the same large scale as South Africa. Botswana is much smaller. However, before we sell to the end user, we'll make sure that it's run through the belts, and somebody else got paid. You know, if we can as much as we talk, as we can develop people by also offering employment.
Oh, I forgot. I also
Yeah.
do that. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're gonna set up the site a little bit, not too massive, also to do that. I think people mistake what business they're in. I can say I'm manufacturing meters. That's not my business. I'm in the business of speaking.
Yeah.
How I make that deal because I spoke. Hey, that's it.
So the main thing is speaking.
It's identity of talent. I don't want. I've not been to business school. No. All information I have, I take books and I read. Whatever I
And you
do,
apply.
I apply that. My identity of who I am
You are sure
is to talk.
You are sure
Is to talk.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even tomorrow you hear what I own buildings, I've talked. Whatever I do, I've talked. That's what I polish all the time.
Yeah.
Even sometimes when I'm driving alone in the car, I start speaking. I didn't even listen to music. I listen to music when I'm with him, blasting his song on my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there was going to be a summary for the benefit of the viewer in terms of the key ingredients or secrets of success, if you had to summarize them and maybe boil them down to 3 things,
Yeah.
what would it be? And then I'd like Jub to do that from his point of view.
Yeah.
But let me give you a platform first.
Mogobe, number 1 is be yourself.
Be yourself.
Don't try to be someone else. You'll not master what that person masters because you're not that person. That's number 1. Number 2, stop holding back. Stop being shy. Hey, we don't care. No one is there to try and bring you down. Nobody.
Some say they don't want to attract the attention of SARS and BRS by talking too much. So they hide themselves for that
No,
reason.
but why
I've
should
heard some businessmen saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, is that a businessman who says that?
I've heard them say no.
Yeah, we can
I
be in
know.
business, but are we business people in that manner? If you say you don't want to attract, what is the problem with attracting? What are you doing wrong?
Yeah.
Because that's why we don't want to teach people. We want to teach people the right governance of how you do things. If tomorrow, how about the SARS? How about the BBRS?
Yeah.
Let's not overrate things before we know.
So
what
in other
things are.
words, be shameless and be open.
Be open,
market
be
yourself.
fair to yourself. For argument's sake, go na le motho a ka ska go bereka go chopisi, me a sena madi. A go ba ma 100 pila mo ba 200 na phone. Which one out of the 2 is worse?
Yeah.
Go and make your 4,000. After you make 4,000, go make your 4,000. Live with it.
Yeah.
Don't ask for money because you are shy to go and work at a certain place.
Yeah.
It does not make sense.
No, it
And then that shows the mind is misplaced. You think by asking and hiding, you're a better person from working at a place where you think there's nobody shop right.
You've answered
It doesn't
that
make,
point.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And lastly, don't stop trying. Don't be shy from trying. Sama o kokoto bots. Motho a tla mo ofising ya go re mo go ba re bona ga ke na tiro mo ke a go hela. If una le ba tla ntuela.
Yeah.
At some point it boils down to that. Stop holding back and thinking oh pretty kana well kete. Go and knock, find out things, cross borders. Someone ga ditamati ga di aparo tsa China ta go rekise kwana. This person on Namo Station who's been there 20 years selling clothes from South Africa. Not even legit clothes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's people's choices. I'm not judging what people buy.
Yeah.
However, I'm saying somebody go stationing. O tsena mo combing. Wa South Africa wa reka o tla ba mo display mo wa rekisa. People must stop thinking that
And they are
the
able
world
to-
is about
yeah.
them. Yeah. Aba tsama ebe go iteke, aba bots, aba bale.
Wow. Yeah, Jub, can you top that? Three ingredients.
Okay. If we don't know about you, we're not gonna ask any questions about you. Do not be scared. Number 1, do not be scared to sell yourself. Sell yourself is the only way we're gonna know. Meaning, when I say sell yourself, I'm not saying sell me. I'm saying, like, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. If you've knocked on that door 3-4 times and they've turned you back with your CV because you shot that line, yabi 2, yabi 3, yabi 4, and go back and tell them I don't have an appointment. You don't have an appointment with me, but I got an appointment with you, and sit and wait. Wait and tell him. If maybe the black and white is not doing the talking for you, speak for yourself. Tell me why you're going to make my company better until you get that job. So don't walk out that door without getting the yes. Number 2, always pray before you leave home. When you come back from home, adi flopile, adi popile, when you're trying, when it's raining, when it's hot, when it's sad, when you pray all the time. And the praying does not necessarily mean getting into your corner place or whatnot or whatnot. No, I can be sitting with you and I can say, and that's it. That's all that matters. Don't only go and say, hey, Prachi, mfethu ke batla thuso mfethu wa nyewa ga ra mfethu mankile what no no popile or amar Prachi when on chaka man and I speak to him like he's your guy you know you don't want to go in there wearing suits no speak to him like he's your guy you know, and that's it. So sell yourself, pray. The last thing, I'm sure everybody why are you smiling now when I'm talking? No, listen, why are you smiling when I'm talking? You see? Yes. You see what I mean? Yeah. It's the confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. When you walk with presence. You know, when you talk with presence. You know, you're not going to take me serious. You're not going to take me serious if I'm in a, you know, unfortunately now we're in the world of producing. It's a gig economy. Like, you need everything. When you have it, you strike then and there. You're not going to get another chance tomorrow. And God never. I don't remember getting an SMS from God saying, "No, you die for luck. Tomorrow I'm putting you in another world." No, you're God. You're God. You understand what I'm saying? So strike now. Believe in yourself. Have that confidence.
Wow.
So if I believe in myself, you're going to believe in me. If I don't believe in myself, you're not going to believe in me.
No.
That's it.
So you have to be your own best friend.
100% and believe in yourself because somebody may not believe in you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a quick story.
Yes.
Nobody understood. Nobody believed in the Jub Jub brand.
At all.
At all. I believed in it. And that's all that mattered.
What did it take for you to get them to change their mind? Just the confidence?
Just my confidence. Just believing in me. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be. But listen, when I talk and I tell you something, you're going to believe it because not only that, I also deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
So it's got to and then from there, you're not going to deliver.
Yeah.
No. Because after that, it's referral. And after that, it's all the way to the top.
Yeah. So you have to back it up.
Yes. And most importantly, the people that love you, keep them very close and take care of them. Because the world can spin. And when it spins, you're going to need those people. So while you're at it, don't think you shit ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And still on that point, as you wrap it up, what do you think is the biggest misconception about success or the biggest misconception about people in your position? And how do we debunk that misconception or that myth?
See, people see him, people see me, and want to be there without the hustle that takes you to be there. Ramobe, there's no successful person without a story. We have our stories, and we want to share those stories. That some embarrass me, to be honest. To get there is a whole lot of work. And one day I'll share a lot of other things. I've shared on other platforms.
Why are they embarrassing?
I just don't want to mention them.
But now, why aren't you proud of it?
No, I am. However, the issue is there's no way of being there without the resistance on the ground.
Okay,
even today, the
so where is the misconception?
Tell them the most one. Just choose one, bro.
Yeah.
One of the most painful things you have to go through, so that they know how to snap up and face. Because what he's also saying is that a lot of people see us now, and they think it was just easy, and there's a whole misconception to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for us to be where we are, just you don't even tell them everything. Just one.
I think it's the days when I could go 2 days, 3 days without food, because I gonna my idea what I can eat.
So people think you never had that.
People will not think that I've had that. The days where sometimes I've got no place to sleep.
Yeah, now it's too much.
Yeah.
Now
No,
I said give me break. Now you're striking.
So I must go sit in a place that does not close early, so that I can wait for the morning.
Yes.
You see.
So people don't want to accept that you've gone through. They like the finished product only. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think not only that, what they like the finished product. People live in denial and want to wake up in the morning and wish themselves to success. There's no wishing to success. It's work to success. Even today, what I say about every single day, we don't go to bed o sa bereka seo, o sa dira seo.
Ga gona tsatsi la
Ha gona
mahala.
letsatsi la mahala. We work every single day.
Gona kgomo ya boroko.
Ha gona kgomo ya boroko, ha gona boroko bo itsamaisang sesole. Everything is not wished for.
Yeah.
It's worked for. Thank you.
Brilliant. Yes, sir. Are you gonna hit us with one more beyond the jail story?
No, it's just hey man, I don't know. Now the only thing that I can only say is just the prayer. Like, people don't understand how important it is. You know, I'm not gonna tell people.
But I suppose you can help us by telling us where you discovered the importance of prayer. Was this an epiphany? Was it a conversion? Did you attend, these mass gatherings? How did it happen for you to suddenly to come to believe in prayer so intently?
I've got a 15-year-old son,
Yeah.
Christian. There were times when I went without. Nah. And I would pray to God just so that I can be full.
You mean
So that
sleeping without food?
Yes. So you pray so much to a point where you feel you don't even need the food. As long as you're agile, and that's it. So I had about $70 on me. That $70, I had to make a plan and get milk. Yena agile. Rona, we prayed to be full. And trust me, when you realize actually you don't need it, then that's when you actually believe actually is there. He's there. And it works. And I was Kasugala Prachiba, no, he's a magician, but he's got his own things. That's why he created us. You understand?
Yes.
Give him time. He'll answer at his own time, not at your time. But give him a chance.
So that whole situation with the 70 rands, you were able to overcome it? Almost like it was a miracle, or it was gradual? What happened?
It was a miracle how I did not think of food as long as the joy of seeing my son eat.
The hunger disappeared.
The hunger disappeared. And that was not 1 day or 2 days. That milk lasted a week.
That's hard to conceive right now, to conceptualize.
Yeah. And now you see us in places, and sometimes we don't give 10 rand or 20 rand or whatever. Anybody that will see a 70 rand, there's a reason why sometimes I'll give either the 70 or more. Sometimes it's not there, I'll give a 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know there's this whole thing, don't give out money, but for me there's this whole thing around the 70 rand.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, which speaks to philanthropy as well. Are you gentlemen believe in philanthropy, believe in giving? And if so, are you involved in any philanthropic activities?
I have a Jub Cares Foundation.
Tell us about that.
Jub Cares Foundation, there's a deep story around Jub Cares Foundation.
We have time?
No, we
have
don't.
I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
Oh, you telling?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I'm getting it from a billionaire? I've got all the time.
Strike that one.
It's Jub Cares. Anything from your soup kitchen, giving, making South Africa a better place. That's what we're about. Anything we were not able to get, we give. Where we get help from, and we give. Other people do not believe in giving, and then it makes, but with Jub Cares Foundation, I believed that after we put a couple of smiles and happiness on a couple of old age homes, it worked, and that's how we stuck with it. And Jub Cares came after the accident that I had in 2010. Yeah.
I didn't know you had an accident. I didn't pick it up in my research. What happened?
No, that means we're doing good with the building of the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just go to old age homes and you give them...
Everywhere, not only old age homes. Sometimes I spend time with my wife and we actually cook, and then we get takeaways, pack them away in the cars, and just go and just give out food. That's it. We'll do grocery just to... But not as for us, and just not for us. We're actually going to cook and actually pack it in the back of the cars and give it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good.
Winter is just blankets. Yeah.
Great. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
And are you involved? Philanthropy, sir?
Not as much as I would love to. However, I make sure that every time when
As a speaker, sometimes you speak for free. That's philanthropy.
okay, well, a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I currently have I have a couple of places that I speak at without a charge. However, I want to respect the market. I don't want to down the market. I'm a seasoned speaker. I've spoken for years. There's people that you speak for a living.
Yeah.
So I'm very sensitive in terms of who I speak to for free. For argument's sake, if FNB said come and speak for free, I'll refuse. Yeah, but if one other band locationing, but I was similar to business, and I mean I have an annual talk in Outreachville in Pretoria. Kiba si yona vacation, but anybody business so ra itswalla. Re le bafana, ha gona any extra audience, just me and them. I teach them the tricks of the trade.
The basics.
Basics. Go tsama strategy re mo gobe. To make success, it's a science. There's certain factors that you need to consider. Number one, the ability to talk to people. Number one, what to say, when to say it. Whether the deal or something. No. Cultivate the receive. For me, that's what matters. The tools of survival. I read about that all the time. I try to practice it, and I want to share it with people.
All right. We're coming to the close of our conversation. I'd like you maybe to share how you are rolling out the countrywide tour.
Yeah.
Where you are going, and if you want to maybe mention where you will be and when, if that is established. Or just to give people an idea of the time frame.
Yeah. I think we'll most like to start in maybe in a month or so. We're starting from Central Botswana. At some point, we'll speak in the same platforms. At some point, Jub will go this way, I'll go that way. However, the topics, because they vary, we want to make sure that as he shares this, I share this. So we start Central, we do North, or eventually.
And to attend, what is required?
There's going to be a program. Some of them get Ikolo, and then the freelancing ones will advertise them on social medias. For argument's sake, let me say, that will advertise, then people can gather, with the community and so forth. I don't want to. I don't want to get too deep, but the demographic stands as that. Central. Come around until we land in gaps.
And the target audience?
The target audience is from, let me give age, not South Super Car, from 8 to 100.
Okay, just everybody.
Because Kanye Kolomo, people do the dirty. So, but why people are doing this? But Banyere. One of our Holo, Balak and Lorna, Baba who are hooked.
Yeah.
Leon was talking to us. When I study, Baba Yetsi Baba hooked. When I hooked, don't want to talk about I still have a number of years, not only teenagers and youth. No, there's a lot of people in that chain. Yeah.
You want to add to that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, he said it all.
Yeah. I normally like my guests to have a long-term perspective in terms of what they intend to do and what because entrepreneurship to me is a lifestyle, it's a way of being. So what would you say if you grab your crystal ball, Mr. Jub Jub, is the future that unfolds a decade, 2 decades, even 3 decades ahead? Tell us the picture that will emerge in terms of your brand, in terms of your businesses. What can we look forward to?
I don't like speaking about that. With all due respect, no, I don't.
Okay, it's a big secret.
Yeah, I've just learned to keep quiet about my achievements. People will see them. And day to day, I'm just living by hope.
Okay.
Yeah, because
you don't believe in sharing your long-term plans.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and I live by hope because I don't know tomorrow anything can happen.
No, but you are declaring to the universe and declaring to God what you intend to do, so that He can bless.
I've declared with God. I don't speak about it.
I got audience see different.
Yeah.
Some people hear things.
Yeah.
They fight back.
Yeah.
In different many ways. So
I suppose you have the same view as well.
Not necessarily. Look, I'm a speaker. And part of my journey is to share with people not only what I've experienced or what they can do, and also I'm going. I've always believed in one thing, Mr. Mogobe, is I'll always begin with the end in mind. So I cannot suppress the end because I'm a speaker.
Yeah.
Yes. However, future plans for me, I want to develop at least 100 speakers from this country. Because it is a business that works. It's a business that's misunderstood.
To train them.
To train them and allow them to get into spaces.
To speak.
Babuwe.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a career, it's a business. And I was lucky enough, the time we spent together as speakers, when we started our business together, called Speaks Volumes. I've learned a lot in those days. I've understood the business of speaking as a business. I don't wish people to call me. I want to tell them what I can do, so I go to them. I don't like. There's magic in this business that people must understand, and it's not as difficult as I thought it was.
Yeah.
The first time when I went to speak, I just wanted to speak. I didn't know it's got so much money.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to only focus on money for it. This is a talent root business. Bring the talent, let's brush it up. Go to the field and win.
So create 100 effective speakers who survive.
Actually, I think I must run it from you here.
Yeah.
I want to call people that know speaking is their talent. Come knowing, let's brush your talent, let's put you in the field.
Yeah.
Give the secret and the trade of the game. And come only 100. I think that for me will close the chapter of me speaking to one audience and another audience. And then from there, the surprise coming.
Hope, do you want to tell them how we met and how we started our business as we wrap up? Because I think there's an interesting story there.
I think we're church mates, number one. Commonly, we had a common friend between us. Just when I graduated, we started, I showed you my interest of speaking. You also showed my interest of speaking. We started a little group, Speakers of Botswana, where it was myself, Let's, Nelson, the two lawyer guys.
Yeah, there are two lawyers.
Yeah, we called agents from South Africa to come here to judge us. They judge us very harshly.
Yeah.
So when he speaks, hey, Mom, you're too much of a lawyer.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
But it's then I knew if guys in South Africa are making it, at that point those white boys were earning 100,000
per speech.
Here I am Botswana about the 2,000 then I knew here I can use what I have.
It gave you validation.
It validated me so much. Then when I went to South Africa, sky was the limit.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Right, gentlemen, time for you to hit me with a question each. I'll answer one from each. Who wants to be first?
I can start with him.
I'll be first. I'll be first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna be typical and ask how you got successful. I know how people get successful, and you've never been private about it. However, I think what motivates me to ask this question is the fact that you're not hiding anything from anyone. Wasn't your success a secret? Rather, how do you manage to bring everything you know to give it to people without fear? Because let's say you give us the same skill, but you give your skills, you give your experience to, well, this is international. Anyone can listen to this anywhere in the world without holding back. How do you manage that? Because in today's times, success is a secret. Yeah.
All right. I think it was an evolution over time. If you look at the greatest teacher that ever lived, the big master, he made sure that all that he did, he shared. The whole book of Mark, the whole book of Matthew, the entire New Testament is about him sharing what he's doing. So he gave a template. You don't need to hide what you're doing if it is for the good of the people. That's number one. Number two, I became what I am because of personal development. There were, can I call them, mentors and other people of different sorts that I looked up to, the Zig Ziglars of this world, the Warren Buffetts of this world. There's so many of them. They were open about their lives. They wrote books. And I said to myself, why is it that there's no one doing something similar in our own country? I went to exclusive books. The only book I found was by Ramachang, where someone local in Botswana is trying to motivate other Botswana. I said, this is not right. This cannot be right. The minute I started the podcast, the minute I started sharing my story, my friends and even my mentors said, why are you exposing yourself, my friend?
Yeah.
Why are you? You're going to be audited. This is going to happen. Then I thought about it. No. You know, we can't just have everybody outside. Because Jub Jub, we look up to him.
Yes.
Huh? When are we going to look up to our own people?
Yeah.
So that's how I rationalized it in my own mind. And I overcame that fear. And I said to myself, as long as you are humble about it, as long as you don't braggadocious or showy about it, it's all right.
Yeah.
So that's how I rationalized it. And, you know, it's been happening and it's been going on. And I think I'm being rewarded in terms of actually seeing that I can create millionaires. I mean, I have some of my mentees coming back and say, Mr. Mogobe, I had 2 units when I started with you. Now I have over 30 units.
Wow.
Because of the teachings you've had. And so on and so forth. There's story after story after story, because we have an average of 25 every 6 months.
Wow.
So we are probably, theoretically at least, producing about 50 millionaires a year, or potentially, you know, by giving them this knowledge. So for me, it's a worthwhile cause. So that's how I view it. I hope I've answered your question.
No, you have, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
On behalf of Botswana.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes.
Mine is a sentence, just got 2 commas.
Yeah.
Who are you, what do you do, and how did you get there?
Say that again.
Who are you, what do you do, and how did you get there?
You know my names, the ones that were given to me by my parents. The only one that I didn't mention is Maklopa. Maklopa is my great grandfather. So that's who I am.
Okay.
I go by my names. The second one was?
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
I call myself a visionary and a visionary entrepreneur, visionary serial entrepreneur. So I'd like to think that I'm an entrepreneur. That's what I do. If you wake me in the middle of the night and pricked me and say, what do you do? I'll say, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. And the last one was?
How did you get there? How did you become an entrepreneur?
It was evolution. It was through the process of evolution. And I don't want to make the story boring by sharing it with you without you buying my book. So you have to buy my book to get the story where I explained chapter and verse how I got there. I left nothing out. In fact, people are saying, you overshared, because I even told them about some of the girlfriends I had. There's a chapter called The Girls I Met. And people are saying, you overshared. I said, no, I wanted to answer the question.
Yeah.
So please buy the book and I'll answer that question for you.
What do you own?
That's number 4 now. That's
Yes.
a different. You're supposed to ask
No,
one
it's
question.
Sorry, I said it's got 2 commas. Sorry, it's got 3 commas.
Huh?
Sorry, it's a sentence with 3 commas, not 2.
Oh, okay, all right. What do I own?
Yes.
I don't think I own anything because I think of myself as a steward.
Okay.
No, not
God-
fair. Not fair. Not fair.
No, let me finish.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I own, but I have stewardship to an estate which is still growing.
No, sorry. Maybe let me rephrase that. Sorry. What are your achievements? The same question you asked us.
I'm not going to answer it.
No, but you can ask us that
no,
question.
no, no. Okay,
You asked us that question.
Yeah,
all of it.
I'm not going to answer it. Why? Because I think I'm a work in progress. And B, that's the objective of this is just to prick me with one question. I've given you 4.
Remove upstairs. But you asked us that question.
He's got his name there.
Anyway, I think I've done all I could. There has to be at least one guest who's not happy with the way I responded. You're the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
You look at that camera there. You're going to leave the viewer
Yeah.
with one last sort of enveloping or encompassing message, something uplifting as we wrap up. And then at the end, share all your contacts. Go ahead, sir.
I'm not gonna. Okay.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that
Sorry.
one. Okay, thank you
you've
so much.
changed the system. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think first of all, believing in yourself means knowing yourself. Know yourself. Lie to people. Don't lie to yourself. That's number 1. Number 2, sharpen the skills that you have. Always sharpen the skills that you have. How do you do that? Read books. Go to people that know. Ask questions. Go to places. Knock. Find out. That's number 2. And number 3, once again, keep pushing. There's no embarrassment in making yourself better. There's no embarrassment in looking for things that can fulfill you. There's no embarrassment in looking for money, even if it means there is no embarrassment. The same tomatoes that Mama is selling go BBS, go Section 27. It's the same tomatoes that Woolworths is selling. What makes you think Woolworths, you're an high tamati is better because it's called Woolworths? Then brand yourself to know that whatever you're doing, this person that is doing this, is going there. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Contact? Both on social media and physically, if people want to use your services or buy your products. Go ahead.
I'll give his contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have contact?
No, I don't want too much
Okay.
following.
Even email?
Or email. Hope Kontle at Gmail. Hope at Hope T Energy. Yeah. Hope Kontle at Gmail.
Okay.
That's the commonly used one. And then Hope at Hope T Energy.
Okay.
.com.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry for not sharing.
Yeah, no.
When the
You have your own.
transition changing,
You have your own reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which camera? Okay.
Most importantly, don't ever not believe in yourself. The confidence, they may misinterpret it and call it arrogance, but believe in yourself. It's all that matters. That's going to get you where you want to go to. How you get a hold of me is @official_Jub Jub on every social media platform. Thank you very much.
It remains for me, guys, to give these gentlemen a thunderous round of applause and to thank them so much for taking the time out of their extremely busy schedules. They could be somewhere else and they came out to come and share from the bottom of their hearts. What I ask is for you to join with them as they'll be touring the country, as they'll be going across whatever they'll be doing, and also join them in their socials. And thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Once again, the book is available from Exclusive Books. In addition to that, you can get it from here, first floor, Mogobe Plaza. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Sorry.
One more thing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just while we're on there, we will be back to sharing contacts of the tour that we'll be doing, social media handles, so that they know how to get a hold of us. And if anybody is struggling with the drug or has got a family member or whatnot, you will be able to get a hold of us through on those social media pages.
Wonderful.
Thank
That's
you.
a great cause.
Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's it. We're done.